Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ciara Brady Weston is revealed in the Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday, December 3rd. Shawn Brady in tandem, Lucas Horton and Jennifer Horton Devereaux inspected the time capsule's contents. Tom and Alice Horton exchanged a few letters in addition to the deed of sale for the Horton cabin on Smith Island. It also contained several baby shoes from other family members and a lock of Marie Horton's newborn hair. Upon arriving downstairs, Julie Williams was overjoyed to see Shawn, Lucas, and Ciara. When Stephen Olsen descended next, Julie gave them all hugs and introduced him as her long-lost baby brother. Ciara opened the time capsule, and Julie was curious to discover what was inside after learning that. Julie amazed at discovering her grandmother's diamond jewelry in the box after all these years had passed. Following everyone's departure for Doug Williams' memorial, Stephen remained a few paces behind and gave the time capsule a persistent glance. Maggie Kyriakis yelled enough in the town square on Tuesday's episode of Days when Marie and Liz Chandler started exchanging resentments over 1980s grievances. Marlena Evans and Belle Brady Black arrived just as Liz and Marie shook hands, having decided to declare a ceasefire for Doug. Shawn read a passage of scripture before Ciara read one of Doug's favorite poems to start off his service. Julie gave a lovely eulogy as well, discussing Doug's life and his favorite things. Julie spoke of that look of love and praised Doug for truly seeing people and showing them care. Eventually, Liz sang "I'll Be Loving You Always," and everyone joined in. Julie mixed with all of the attendees after the memorial service and thanked them for coming. Although Jennifer volunteered to accompany Julie on her stroll to the cemetery, Julie decided to spend some time alone with Doug's portrait instead. Belle said hello to Shawn and received confirmation that she was welcome, but it was still awkward. Later, when they were in the townhouse, Belle informed Marlena that she was listening to Shawn and didn't believe he wanted to speak to her. Marlena maintained Shawn's love for Belle, denying that. Marlena exited the room after deciding to give Shane Donovan a call in an attempt to communicate with John Black over Doug's death. Belle answered the door when someone knocked and was taken aback to see Shawn standing there. The news regarding the time capsule was shared with Marie when she returned to the Horton residence on Tuesday's episode of Days. When Ciara went to check on the diamond necklace, it was no longer in the box. Once more in the town square, Stephen visited his grandparents' memorial and acknowledged that the previous version of himself would have been mightily tempted by the necklace, but he said he was a different person now. On Tuesday's DOOL episode, Paulina Price and Lonnie Grant had a toast at her home. By Eli Grant and Abe Carver in Doug's honor. Brady Roman the Kayla Johnson Doug was also given glasses by Steve Johnson and Jack Devereaux at the bar. Julie noticed some wrestling close to Doug's gravestone as she was sitting by it in the cemetery on Tuesday's episode of Days. Julie asked the young man who had just arrived who he was and apologized for disturbing her. The man introduced himself to a startled and perplexed Julie as "I'm Doug Williams." Days of Our Lives spoilers indicate that Doug Williams III is Doug's grandson and will soon be causing some commotion in Salem. Stay tuned for more predictions on all the chaos. It must be difficult enough to say goodbye to your cherished husband just once. However, bidding farewell twice seems nearly unthinkable. But when her beloved Bill Hayes died, Susan Seaforth Hayes did just that. For the 15,000th episode of Days of Our Lives, the characters bid Doug farewell with a heartfelt and exquisite burial even though it has been almost a year since his death in real life. Aside from the obvious affection between Julie and Seaforth Hayes, one thing became evident: Doug's story was interwoven with Bill Hayes. Hayes trained to be a fighter pilot while serving in the Navy. The songs Julie claimed that Doug wrote were from the illustrious career of his real-life counterpart. Additionally, Hayes exhibited the same warmth and tenderness that she describes in Doug. Here is Julie's complete eulogy, a lovely homage to Doug and the man who made him come to life for more than 50 years. Julie said, "Doug Williams had the look of love, and he made the world shine with it, especially when he looked at us. Brent Douglas was the real name of my husband. He lived in an orphanage until he escaped at the age of 14, making the most of his charm and wit. He enlisted in the Navy and received fighter pilot training during World War II. He learned how to fly a Stearman with an open cockpit, goggles, a long scarf, and how to navigate by air and sea from the service. He gained the ability to swim 5 miles in one go after diving from a 50-foot platform. To kill a man with his bare hands and to survive for 3 days on a remote beach without food or water, with no intention of applying these abilities in the real world. He was pleased to leave the Navy 24 hours after Japan's capitulation. But flying was his passion. He would fantasize about it. He would be so happy when he woke up. Following the war, he dabbled in economics and show business after realizing he had a good singing voice. These are a few of the amazing things he achieved throughout his time with us. He brought up our darling Hope, an amazing kid. Additionally, he established a club called Doug's Place, which is renowned for its music, kindness, and sophistication. He became the captain of my heart and the mayor of Salem. Aside from chocolate, these are some of his favorite things. Grand opera in Italy, his own rhymes and gags, family feasts, tap dancing, upbeat music, new destinations, and old songs to sing. The Dodgers, Casablanca, The Count of Monte Cristo, serenades, morning sunshine, performances, and fried eggs. Every Christmas card featuring pictures of his loved ones. Sheet music in piles. He wore an old safari jacket in every continent, along with the morning sports page. He gave me an Indian ruby, red roses, crimson lips, red sauces, and red wines. I visited the Taj Mahal with him. I went to the pyramids with him. He showed me China's Great Wall. And with each kiss, he transported me to paradise. He wrote the song Ramshackle Daddy. To you, a Happy New Year. I've got the world by the tail and I love to tap. Happy, happy music from a heart simply thumping to the beat of life. And let me tell you, until too many joyous birthdays robbed him of all his strength, his mind and spirit remained constant. My dearest of sweethearts, what gifts he had. My timeless, exquisite troubadour. My love blossoms in June like a gorgeous red rose. My love is like to a tunefully performed music. What, then, will people recall about this vivacious, successful, kind man? Will the performances be the cause? Will the music be the cause? Will it be all of those joyful moments? You all mentioned his generosity in addition to his talent. You know, kind implies gentle and generous according to Webster's dictionary. That's it. That's precisely it. He never returned rudeness with a sardonic or cynical comment, treating everyone as if they were prospective pals. What makes us adore him so much? He truly saw us because he saw us. Doug offered this greeting to everyone, whether they were a troublesome grandchild or a guest at the door. It was full of hopeful expectations and he was usually smiling. He recognized something amazing in us. And in his presence, we all became as magnificent as we should be. It should come as no surprise that Love, actually, was his favorite film. He used a song with a backstory and that loving expression to fervently reach out to others throughout his life. Love that is timeless and raises everyone into the light where creation never ceases and everyone shines.